everyone, thank you so much for joining me back on the channel again today. So today we're going to do part 2 of my Halloween movie recommendations. So in part 1 I talked about my not so scary movie recommendations, and in this one I'm going to go through my top 13 picks for my scary Halloween movies. So I wanted to do 2 separate lists because some people don't like things that are a whole lot scary, and then other people like things that just scare the pants off them. So before we get into the list, please make sure you click the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of my spooky uploads. So number 1 on my list is The Blair Witch Project, and this one has become one of those movies that has been spoofed so many times that it's kind of lost its spooky charm a little bit. But it's been years and years since I watched this movie, and I watched it with my husband just a few weeks ago. And since it had been such a long time since anybody had really talked about it, it went back to being that absolutely terrifying movie. And I think anybody who has spent any amount of time out in the woods, way outside of the city where there's no city lights, you can really appreciate how absolutely terrifying this would be to be in complete pitch black darkness and being stalked by some sort of witch out in the woods, and you're just walking around and around in a circle and you can't get out. So I actually found when I was rewatching this movie this year that I had a lot of anxiety because, you know, being stuck in the woods where that's all you can see, you can't get out, you keep trying different directions on your compass and you keep ending up in the same spot. And I think for anybody who is claustrophobic, that's kind of the feeling that I was getting, is I was getting really anxious while I was submerged into the story that, you know, I just couldn't get out of it. So I think that was part of its charm in its original day, and I definitely experienced that this year when I was doing a rewatch. So I highly recommend this one, and the fact that it's spooky woods is the reason why it's on this list. So any films that are in a series, I grouped those together into one pick. So my second pick is Insidious 1 and 2. I didn't really care for the later Insidious movies. I just thought it was getting a little bit stretched. But I really enjoyed the first 2 movies in the series. James Wan is an absolute master of horror in my opinion, and he's one of those directors that can kind of do different things. So if you look at what he did with Saw, I mean, that movie is just body horror all around. But with stuff like Insidious and The Conjuring and some of his other movies, it's pure terror that doesn't use blood, guts, or gore. And what I love with this movie is not only is it not gory, it's just terrifying. But for one, with the character development in this movie, you really love these characters and you're feeling what they're feeling, and they're completely trapped in this space and they're not really sure what to do. The other thing that I really loved about this movie is it involves astral projection, and that's something that's not really explored a whole lot in the film industry, I find, in horror. I don't know of any other movie that involves astral projection. If you can think of any other ones, please list them down below in the comment section. But I really like that aspect of, you know, your soul has left your body and you can't get back to it, and then, you know, everything else that's going on here. So that's why I picked these 2 movies to go on this list. Third on my list are The Conjuring 1 and 2. So I have discussed in other videos that The Conjuring is one of my 2 absolute favorite movies of all time. And again, here you're dealing with a family who you really care about. There's a lot of character development and they can't get away from what's happening in their home. And I often hear about people talking when they're, you know, watching these movies or documentaries or books or whatever, and they're like, you know, if that was happening to me, I would just leave. Well, anybody who has a mortgage would know that it's not that easy to just get up and leave when you've sunk all of your money into a home and there's absolutely no way out. And of course, most people can't carry a mortgage and go live in an apartment because their house is haunted. So they had to stay in this situation. And the other thing, of course, is that this is based on a true story. And again, here, it's not reliant on blood, guts, and gore. It has an R rating simply because it is too terrifying. And even another aspect of this movie is knowing the fact that it was this terrifying even after the screenwriters had cut back and cut back and cut back on the amount of just sheer terror that's in this film. I know it's a far cry from what actually happened in the true story, which is the same thing with another movie on this list, but the movie itself really hits all the buttons for anyone who's into jump scares, haunted houses, or any sort of thriller psychological horror. Number 4 on my list is Paranormal Activity. This is the first one in the series. It is the only one I liked. And this is another found footage film that I really think did a fantastic job with really pronouncing what happens in a haunted house. And you see this deterioration of this couple who used to be happy and in love, and you know, they were just happy-go-lucky, and one of them is slowly descending into oppression and eventual possession. And I think anyone who has experienced any sort of haunting or is terrified of experiencing a haunting, this one hits all the buttons as well. Number 5 on my list is the 1999 version of House on Haunted Hill. And this one is really nostalgic for me. I watched it many times as a teenager. And of course, you have that trope where you get a bunch of people who have to spend the night in the haunted house, and whoever makes it through wins $1 million. And of course, all sorts of things happen while these people are in there. And I know for me, at the beginning of the movie, when you see that all of the windows and the doors and everything are completely bolted shut and there's absolutely no way out of this terrifying situation, you really start to feel for the characters. I think the way they handled the haunting of the asylum and the way they did the character development really hit home for me on this one, and that's why it's one of my favorites. Number 6 on our list is The Omen, and I've actually chosen the one that came out more recently. I actually haven't seen the one, I believe, from the 60s or 70s, but this is on the list purely because it has to do with a creepy kid. And you know, I think it's kind of a lot of people's nightmare that, you know, they would have a child and that child turns out either not to be theirs, or there's something wrong, and then you have a situation where one parent is experiencing a lot of activity and the other parent is not really seeing anything until, you know, it gets to the end and it's kind of too late. So I really enjoyed this movie. If you've seen the original Omen, let me know down below what you thought of it. Is it better than the one that came out in the early 2000s, or vice versa? Number 7 on my list is a classic. That is, of course, The Shining. Now, you have a situation here where a family that are completely snowed into this hotel, and the hotel is a character all in itself besides the characters who are actually living there. And I think just watching this slow descent into madness by Jack Nicholson's character is just fascinating, and what he is starting to see. And of course, we have his son who has the shine on him, so we have some psychic ability there. And I think the way that this movie is done is just, it's one of those slow burn horrors, which I'm not usually really into. I usually like my horror movies to be a little bit shorter, but just there's so much development of the story and what's happening here. And of course, again, this is a classic where you just want to sit down for an entire evening and watch Jack Nicholson's slow descent into complete madness. Number 8 is Poltergeist, and I think we're starting to see a little bit of a common thread with a lot of these choices, and I just realized it myself. I think not only is the family living in a haunted house, but I think one of the things that I love is really getting an attachment to these characters. These characters are well developed, and you really feel for them in the situation that they're in. And of course, mother and father in this story are absolutely desperate to get their child back, and although I don't have any children of my own, the way that this movie was made, it just made you really feel for what this family was going through. And of course the haunting itself is absolutely harrowing, but I think I love the cheesiness factor and the nostalgia factor of, you know, 70s and 80s horror films, and this one just really does it. Number 9 on my list are the first 2 Annabelle films. Now, these can definitely be grouped together with The Conjuring, but I actually separated these. I know they're a part of the same universe, but Annabelle is such a far cry from the story that's going on in The Conjuring that I wanted to separate these into 2 separate selections. Now, first, when I saw the first Annabelle film, I was a little bit disappointed that it really didn't have much to do with the actual haunting of the Annabelle doll or possession of the Annabelle doll. But the film itself, I think, is really well made. It's absolutely terrifying, and of course, one of my biggest fears is creepy dolls. And I think if you're just watching the film just for the story alone, you're still really going to enjoy it, even though it's kind of a far cry from what actually happened in real life. Funny story, if you've seen this film, you know what I mean when I talk about the basement scene in the very first film. So we actually went to a late showing of the first Annabelle movie. We are early birds, we don't go out late at night. And I think what happened was the earlier showing was sold out, so we went to the later showing. So by the time we got home, of course, it was like almost midnight. And at the time we lived in a condo building, and it was dark, and it was, you know, it was late, and it was cold and all that good stuff. And when we got up to our apartment or our condo, my husband said to me, "I'll take the dog for a walk. You take the garbage down to the basement." And after watching that movie, I was absolutely terrified. I grabbed the garbage, and in this particular building we had the slowest elevators known to man. So I went down into the basement. Of course there was nobody around because it was so late at night. And it was creepy because you had to go through the parking garage to get to the place where you dump your garbage into the dumpsters. And I remember getting down and the doors opening, and I ran as fast as I could towards the garbage room. I flicked the bag of garbage in there. I don't even know if it went into a dumpster or not. And I booted it as quickly as I could back into the elevator. And of course, when the elevator doors closed and I hit our floor, I was like, "Please go upstairs, please go upstairs, please go upstairs." And this elevator was so slow, and I was just expecting not to get out of that basement, and it was the funniest thing ever. We actually still talk about that moment. Number 10 is a 1991 Wes Craven movie called The People Under the Stairs. And when I was growing up, everybody knew about this movie, but it's so funny because it's like nobody talks about it anymore. Everybody remembers Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween and all of those ones from the, you know, the 70s, 80s, 90s, but nobody talks about this movie. And it's an absolute gem in my opinion. You have these thieves, basically adults and this child, who are trying to break into this house because they hear that there's treasure there. And this family is just completely messed up. It's this brother and sister who live together and their children. But it's just completely twisted. It's totally harrowing. But what I love about this movie is even though it's, you know, it's gross and disturbed and it's scary, it's got that element of early 90s cheese, and it's absolutely incredible. And I highly recommend that you give this one a go because I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Number 11 is the Nightmare on Elm Street series, and of course, I mean, this is nostalgic for a lot of people. It's got, you know, the classic slasher film sort of tropes in there, and it's cheesy and the effects are really bad. But what really makes this series for me is Freddy's sense of humor. Just the one-liners in these films are absolutely incredible, and I think all of those things put together is what makes this film just, you know, live on decade after decade. And of course this is one of the ones that's going to be on everybody's list, and I can absolutely see why. Number 12 is Sleepy Hollow, and I actually had quite a heated debate with my husband about where to put this movie, because for me, I don't think this is a scary movie at all. I was going to put it on the not so scary movie list, but he very gently tried to remind me that other people would find things scary that I absolutely do not find scary. So I agreed with him that I would put it on this list, even though for a lot of horror fans this is a little bit tame. But again, here, you know, you just have the whole ambiance, I think, of this movie is just totally Tim Burton, and it's dark and it's spooky, and that partnership of Johnny Depp and Tim Burton is just, you can't outdo it. And I think just the spooky ambiance alone for this film is just what really makes it for a lot of people. So I definitely will be saving this one for a little bit closer to actual Halloween time, when it starts to get dark a little bit early and you've got your jack-o'-lanterns lit, and it's just a classic and it doesn't get old. It's just timeless, and I think people will be enjoying this one for decades to come, just like a lot of the other ones on this list that are from, you know, 20-30 years ago. And lastly, the 13th movie on our list is my other favorite movie of all time, which is Scream. Now, I've often said that I'm not into a whole lot of body horror or gore, and slasher movies are not really my thing. I'm more into, you know, creepy and jump scares and that sort of thing. But this one, whatever it is that does it for me with this movie, I'm not really sure. It's not overly bloody, and it's fast-paced, and it keeps going, and you're always left guessing, because of course we have that amazing twist at the end. It got me hook, line, and sinker, and I absolutely 100% love this film. So there you have it, everybody. That is my top 13 scary movie recommendations for this Halloween. I hope you liked it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? What is your favorite movie that you're going to be watching this Halloween? Please make sure you like and comment below. It really helps out the channel. And subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss any of my upcoming Halloween videos. Until next time, stay spooky, everybody. Bye!